My 6-year-old son whispered a warning about his father. What I found in our basement destroyed everything I thought I knew. When my little boy grabbed my hand in the grocery store and said, "Mommy, don't let Daddy take your special papers," I had no idea I was about to uncover a betrayal so calculated. It had been planned since before we even said, "I do." I'm standing in my own basement, flashlight shaking in my hand, staring at a cardboard box I was never supposed to find. Inside are bank statements with my forged signature, emails printed and highlighted, a handwritten timeline in my husband's blocky handwriting that says, "Phase 3, transfer complete by Thanksgiving." My son is upstairs watching Bluey, my husband is at work, and I'm holding evidence that my entire marriage was a setup. But let me back up, because this didn't start in a basement. It started 38 years ago in a pale yellow nursery in Dayton, Ohio, when my mother looked at my baby sister and smiled in a way she never smiled at me. My name is Diane Pritchard. I'm 52 years old. I live in a split-level house in Naperville, Illinois, with a front yard full of hostas I planted myself and a kitchen table where I've made approximately 11,000 peanut butter sandwiches. I'm telling you this story today because I need you to understand something. The people who hurt you the most are the ones who know exactly where to cut. And sometimes, the person who saves you is barely 3 feet tall and still believes in Santa Claus. Part 1: The Perfect Setup. I met Ryan when I was 39. By then, I'd already accepted that marriage might not happen for me. I'd spent my 20s putting myself through nursing school while my younger sister, Amber, got a full ride to Northwestern courtesy of Mom and Dad. I'd spent my 30s working double shifts at Advocate Christ Medical Center, saving every dollar I could, living in a studio apartment in Oak Lawn that smelled like the Chinese restaurant downstairs. Amber, meanwhile, married a dentist at 25, had 2 kids by 30, lived in a 5-bedroom colonial in Hinsdale that my mother referred to as the dream house at every single family gathering. When I brought Ryan home for Thanksgiving in 2011, my mother actually hugged him before she hugged me. Finally, she whispered in my ear, "I was so worried about you." Ryan was 41, divorced, charming in that low-key Midwestern way. He worked in financial planning. He wore flannel shirts on weekends and knew how to fix a garbage disposal. He didn't make a big deal about my age or my biological clock. He just fit. We got married at the courthouse in March 2012. Small ceremony. My parents paid for Amber's wedding, the whole country club affair with 200 guests and a live band. For mine, Mom brought a store-bought cake and left after an hour because she had a headache. I didn't care. I had Ryan. And when I got pregnant at 43, after 2 miscarriages that left me sobbing into hospital gowns in sterile rooms, I finally felt like my life was clicking into place. Owen was born in January 2018, 6 pounds 9 ounces, perfect. Part 2: The Slow Creep. The first 5 years were good, or I thought they were. Ryan was attentive, helpful. He did bedtime stories and coached Owen's t-ball team and remembered to buy milk without being asked. He managed our finances because he was better with numbers. I was working part-time by then, 3 12-hour shifts a week, and Ryan insisted I didn't need to worry about bills or retirement accounts or college savings. "I've got it handled, Di," he'd say, kissing my forehead. "You just focus on keeping people alive." I thought I was lucky. But there were small things, little moments I explained away. Like how Ryan's phone was always face down on the counter, how he'd take calls in the garage, how every time I mentioned checking our joint account he'd say, "I already balanced it, babe, it's boring stuff, don't waste your time." Or how my mother always seemed to know things about our finances before I did. "Ryan mentioned you're looking at private schools for Owen," she said once during Sunday brunch at Amber's house. "That's ambitious." I hadn't told her that. I hadn't even fully decided. "Ryan and I talk," Mom said, smiling. "He's very responsible. You're lucky to have someone who actually plans ahead." The implication was clear, unlike you. Part 3: The Warnings. It was a Tuesday in October, the kind of crisp, golden afternoon when the air smells like apples and chimney smoke. I was at Jewel-Osco with Owen, picking up groceries for the week. He was in the cart, kicking his light-up sneakers, clutching a box of goldfish crackers I'd promised him if he behaved. We were in the cereal aisle when he said it. "Mommy's." "Yeah, buddy. Don't let Daddy take your special papers." I stopped mid-reach for a box of Cheerios. "What papers, honey?" He looked down, suddenly shy. "The ones in the closet with your name on them." A cold prickle ran down my spine. "Owen, why would you say that?" "Because Daddy told Grandma he's gonna take them. I heard him on the phone." My heart was pounding. "When did you hear this?" "Yesterday, when you were at work." He looked up at me with those wide, serious brown eyes. He said Grandma helped him, and Aunt Amber too. I stood there in the grocery store, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, while my 6-year-old son handed me a truth I didn't want to believe. Part 4, The Discovery. I didn't confront Ryan that night, or the next. Instead, I waited until his weekly poker night, Thursday at his buddy Mike's house, and I started searching. I started with the filing cabinet in our bedroom closet, the one Ryan always said contained just tax stuff and insurance policies. It was locked. I found the key taped under his desk drawer. Inside were folders, neat, labeled, organized. And my entire life was in them. There was a folder labeled Diane Original Documents. Inside, my social security card, my nursing license, the deed to the small condo I'd owned before we got married, the one I'd sold to help with our down payment. There were bank statements from an account I didn't recognize, an account in my name, with $127,000 in it. My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped the papers. That was my inheritance, from my grandmother, the one who died in 2015 and left me everything because she knew how my parents treated me. The money I thought Ryan had invested wisely in a retirement fund. It was just sitting there, in an account I had no access to. The next folder was labeled Transfer Timeline. I opened it, and my world collapsed. Part 5, The Plan. It was all there, printed emails between Ryan and my mother, text screenshots between Ryan and Amber, a handwritten timeline in Ryan's writing. Phase 1, Marriage and Access complete. Phase 2, Consolidate funds complete. Phase 3, Transfer to A. Pritchard Education Trust in progress. Phase 4, Divorce filing, planned March 2024. I read the emails with a sick, surreal fascination. From Ryan Pritchard to Carolyn Brennan's my mother. Date November 3, 2023. Carolyn, the account is ready. I'll have everything transferred by Thanksgiving. Diane doesn't check statements. She trusts me completely. Once it's in Amber's kids' trust fund, there's no legal way for her to recover it without a years-long court battle she can't afford. You were right, marrying her was the easiest way to access the inheritance. I had to read it 3 times before my brain accepted what my eyes were seeing. My husband didn't love me, he never had. My mother had introduced us on purpose, at that Thanksgiving in 2011. "Oh, Diane, this is Ryan, he's a financial planner. Divorced, you two should talk." It was a setup from the beginning. And my son, my beautiful, observant little boy, had overheard them talking about it. Part 6, The Trap. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed next to Ryan, listening to him breathe, wondering how I'd shared a life with a stranger. The next morning, I called in sick to work. I took Owen to my friend Lisa's house, told her I had a stomach bug and needed a few hours. Then I drove to a lawyer's office in downtown Chicago. A family law attorney named Patricia Goldstein who came highly recommended and had a reputation for being ruthless. I brought the files. Patricia read them with a stone face. When she finished, she looked at me and said, "Mrs. Pritchard, this is financial abuse and fraud. We can absolutely fight this, but you need to be prepared. This is going to get ugly." "Good," I said. "I want it ugly." Part 7, The Confrontation. I waited until Sunday. Family dinner at my parents' house in Downers Grove. The whole gang was there. Mom, Dad, Amber and her dentist husband, their 2 perfect teenagers, Ryan, Owen and me. We were sitting around the dining room table, the same table where I'd eaten thousands of meals while being reminded I wasn't quite enough, when I set down my fork and said, "I need to tell everyone something." Mom looked up annoyed. "Diane, we're eating." "I know," I said calmly. "This won't take long." I pulled out the printed emails, the transfer timeline, the bank statements. I slid them across the table to my father. "Dad, did you know that Mom helped Ryan steal my inheritance from Grandma Jean?" The table went silent. Amber's face went white, Ryan's jaw tightened, my mother's eyes narrowed. "Diane," Mom said slowly, "you're being dramatic." "Am I?" I turned to her. "Because I have emails, Mom, between you and Ryan, planning how to transfer my grandmother's money into Amber's kids' college fund. You introduced us specifically so he could marry me and access that account." My father was reading the papers. His face was unreadable. "This is ridiculous," Amber said. "You're making this up." "Your name is on the trust fund, Amber, you knew." She looked away. Ryan stood up. "Diane, let's talk about this at home." "No," my voice was steady, calm, cold. "We're talking about it here in front of everyone because I want them to watch you lie." Part 8, the UNIVLING. My father set the papers down. His hands were shaking. "Carolyn," he said quietly, "is this true?" My mother's face was flushed. "It's not, it's more complicated than." "Is this true?" I'd never heard my father yell before. Mom looked cornered, desperate. Diane wasn't going to use that money wisely. She was just going to let it sit there. Amber's kids actually need it for college. "That wasn't your decision to make," Dad said. "She's always been careless with money," Mom snapped. "She lived in that disgusting apartment for years. She didn't even try to." "I was putting myself through nursing school," I said quietly, "while you paid for Amber's entire education." "That's different." "Why?" I asked. "Because she's your favorite, because I was never good enough." Mom's face twisted. "Don't make this about." "Owen heard you," I said. "He heard Ryan on the phone. My 6-year-old son tried to warn me, and you know what? He has better instincts than I ever gave him credit for." Ryan was still standing, looking like a trapped animal. "Diane, if you just let me explain." "Explain what? That you married me for money, that you never loved me, that you were planning to divorce me the second the transfer cleared?" I smiled. It felt like glass. "I already know, Ryan, it's all in your handwriting." Part 9, the revenge. Patricia was right, it got ugly. But here's what they didn't know. I'd already moved the money. The day after I found those files, Patricia helped me file an emergency freeze on the account. Then we transferred every dollar into a new account, one only I had access to. By the time Ryan tried to execute Phase 3, the account was empty. I filed for divorce the same week. Full custody of Owen, I had the emails, the timeline, evidence of fraud. Ryan's lawyer tried to argue I'd stolen marital assets. Patricia laughed in his face. "Your client married my client under false pretenses with the explicit intention of stealing her inheritance," she said in court. "We have documented evidence of premeditated financial fraud. If you'd like to proceed, we'll be filing criminal charges as well." Ryan settled. I got the house, full custody, and he got supervised visitation and a restraining order that kept him from coming within 500 feet of me. My mother tried calling, texting, showing up at my door. I blocked her number, changed the locks, told Owen that Grandma was in timeout because she'd made bad choices. He understood. Kids are smarter than we think. Amber sent one email, "You're tearing this family apart." I replied, "I'm not the one who stole from family." She never responded. Part 10, the aftermath. The first few months were hard. Owen asked about his dad. I told him the truth age-appropriately. "Daddy made some choices that hurt our family, but he still loves you. This isn't your fault." We started therapy, both of us. I went back to full-time nursing, picked up extra shifts, started rebuilding. I used part of Grandma Jean's money to buy a smaller house, a cozy bungalow in La Grange with a backyard big enough for a swing set. The rest I put into a trust fund for Owen, one that no one could touch. I made new friends, joined a book club, started running again. And slowly, painfully, I healed. Part 11, the reckoning. 2 years later, I ran into my father at the grocery store, the same Jewel-Osco where Owen had warned me. He looked older, tired. "Diane," he said softly. I nodded. "Dad, I've been wanting to talk to you." "Okays." He took a breath. "I divorced your mother 6 months ago." I stared at him. "I couldn't stay with her after what she did to you," he continued. "I knew she favored Amber. I knew it wasn't fair, but I didn't realize. I didn't know how deep it went." His eyes were wet. I failed you for your entire life. And I'm so sorry. I wanted to be angry, to stay cold. But he was my dad, and he was trying. I'm not ready to forgive yet, I said carefully, but maybe we could get coffee sometime. He nodded, tears spilling over. I'd like that. Part 12, The Twist. Last month I got a call from Amber. Her husband had left her, filed for divorce. She discovered he'd been cheating for 3 years. She was desperate, broken, asking if she could borrow money. I thought about it for a long time. Then I said no. Diane, please, I'm your sister. You helped your husband steal my inheritance, I said calmly. You knew what Mom and Ryan were planning. You didn't warn me, you benefited from it. I didn't, it wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. She was crying. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. I know you are, I said, and I hope you figure things out, but I'm not your backup plan, I'm not your safety net, you made your choices. I hung up, and for the first time in my life I didn't feel guilty. Emotional outro. If you're still watching this, I want you to hear something. You don't owe loyalty to people who betrayed you, not even if they're family. For years I believed that being a good daughter, a good sister, a good wife meant sacrificing myself, staying quiet, accepting less, forgiving people who never apologized. I was wrong. The people who love you don't steal from you, they don't manipulate you, they don't plot your destruction while smiling at your dinner table. And if they do, you walk away. I'm 52 years old. I'm a single mom. I work 12-hour shifts and come home smelling like hospital disinfectant. I drive a 10-year-old Honda. I pack my son's lunches and help with his homework and worry about whether I'm doing enough. But I'm free. I'm not trapped in a marriage built on lies. I'm not bending over backward for a mother who never valued me. I'm not shrinking myself to make other people comfortable. And my son, my beautiful, brave little boy who tried to warn me, is learning that love doesn't mean letting people hurt you. It means having the courage to protect yourself. So if someone in your life is treating you like you're disposable, if they're stealing from you, lying to you, using you, I need you to know this. You deserve better. You are not too old to start over. You are not too tired to fight back. You are not too broken to heal. And sometimes the best revenge isn't hurting them back. It's building a life so good they realize what they lost. Thank you for listening to my story. And remember, trust your instincts, even if they come from someone 3 feet tall who still believes in Santa.